You know, wrestling fans, I don't know how long I'm going to be up here tonight. I don't. I almost didn't even come on here and do a review. I almost didn't, to be perfectly honest. If this wasn't something I did every week for the channel, if a Raw review and a SmackDown review wasn't something I did every single week, I might not have come on here and done this for you. Done this for the channel. Because, honestly, you know, WWE really needs to take a step back from shoving some things down our throat. Okay? Greatest wrestling match of all time. Take a step back. Roman Reigns 2.0, aka Drew McIntyre. Take a step back. I know I'm in the minority when I say that, but take a step back with that. Okay? We have to start believing, we have to start getting number one contenders where we can believe them. We have to get people on the main roster on Monday Night Raw where we can believe them. It's very hard to when they go up against Drew McIntyre right now. We have to get Charlotte on one show. We have to. One show. This week, okay. Now, she didn't become the number one contender. Put her on NXT, keep her on NXT. She wasn't advertised for SmackDown. I hope I don't see her on SmackDown this week. Wrestling fans, when we look at Monday Night Raw tonight, I almost started laughing. I almost started laughing when they advertised Ric Flair coming on, and he came on and he said, "Oh, Randy Orton is the greatest performer they have on the roster right now, and he's going to beat Edge." And then they advertised it being the greatest wrestling match of all time at Backlash. And of course, then they advertised Taker's documentary, which showcases, you know, some of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. In many fans' eyes, some of the greatest of all time. WrestleMania 25, Taker versus Shawn Michaels. Come on. 26, and you're going to compare that? You're going to show that right after Edge versus Randy Orton. You are backing yourself into a corner, WWE. Backing yourself into a corner. And you are trying, and you expect people to believe Edge and Randy Orton are going to put on this tremendous, outrageous, extraordinary matchup? Now we're not going to. Now that doesn't mean it's not going to be a good match, but come on. How do you expect us to believe it's going to be the greatest of all time when you do that? You do that, you're pretty much saying that it's not. Come on. Now, wrestling fans, let's move on to Charlotte versus Nia Jax versus Natalya. Okay contest. It was a pretty good matchup. I enjoyed it. I really didn't care for the outcome. It was predictable. Quite frankly, if you ask me, I stated it on Friday during my SmackDown review, and I'm stating it again. They could have done away from this matchup and this continued the rivalry between Asuka and Nia Jax during segments, or Asuka having matches and Nia Jax interfering, or Asuka interfering, and things of that nature. They could have done that because of what happened last week. Instead, they did a triple threat matchup, and putting Charlotte on Monday Night Raw in this matchup would made absolutely zero sense, except WWE thinking that she's going to help ratings. Putting Natalya in this match, which did make absolutely zero sense because she has continued to lose. Putting Liv Morgan in this matchup, or something like that. Dana Brooke, even though she's a SmackDown superstar, moving her to Monday Night Raw, seeing how they're just moving superstars from SmackDown to Raw, Raw to SmackDown, making shows seem absolutely zero sense. Putting her in the matchup, seeing how she's been getting wins, putting Shayna Baszler in the matchup. You could have done that. Something. You could have put Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler in the matchup. You could have done that as well. Something. Instead, they put Natalya and Charlotte in the match, and what happens, wrestling fans? Nia Jax wins, like we all knew she was going to. On the way to Backlash, continue the rivalry. Why Asuka interfered in the match and put Nia Jax back into it after she went through her table, I do not know. Zero sense. Natalya almost won. They teased that for a while. Whatever. We knew she was going to be the one to take the pinfall in this matchup, or get tapped out if WWE decided to put Charlotte on Backlash's card. I'm kind of glad they didn't. I'm kind of glad they decided not to have that happen. We see Charlotte enough each and every week. Now, the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders in golf. I enjoyed it. First time I enjoyed their you can do it, I can do it better, tournament competition thing that they have going on. I didn't like the axe throwing. I didn't like the basketball. I enjoyed this, wrestling fans. I really enjoyed this. They finally made the Viking Raiders, look like they were doing the competition that they were out there doing. They had the clothes on, the shirt and the pants and the shoes and things of that nature. They weren't out there in just their straight wrestling attire. I enjoyed that. They had the hat and all that kind of good stuff. Finally, WWE making them look at least somewhat like they were doing, the actual sport that they were out there, competition like they were supposed to be doing. Not just wrestling, okay? If they would continue to do that, I might enjoy it a little bit better. Now, Street Profits won. We expected that, all right? It's more their style. It's not Vikings competition. Now, of course, wrestling fans, next week we're going to see the Viking Raiders probably win. Saw Street Profits wrestle later on in the night. Bobby Lashley gets DQ'd because he wouldn't let go of the full Nelson. Do we really believe in Bobby Lashley? Of course not. Bobby Lashley is going to get mowed down just like everybody else that Drew McIntyre has been facing since he became WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Am I tired of seeing it? Yes. Am I the minority? Most likely. Wrestling fans, I wish we had challengers that actually would beat down would beat down Drew McIntyre and make him overcome things every once in a while. Not every week, but every once in a while, okay? And I'm not going to start ranting about it. I just wish we would see Drew McIntyre overcome things. We need challengers that are believable. And on the main roster, we don't have that on Monday Night Raw. The only one that we have that's that way is Seth Rollins. The only one. You know, Andrade lost the United States Championship tonight. At Backlash, we'll see a rematch, most likely. You know, and I hope what happens is Apollo Crews retains the United States Championship and Andrade starts winning and then eventually gets put back into the WWE Championship. Gets a WWE Championship opportunity. That's what I hope happens. Vince, get him out of the mid-card. Put him into the WWE title. That's what I hope happens. He can be a believable challenger for Drew McIntyre if you would push him correctly. Do not bury Andrade any more than you already have. Angel Garza got a victory tonight. I was happy with that. He beat Kevin Owens. I don't care that he attacked him from behind before the match started. He's a heel. He's supposed to do stuff like that. Good job. One of the best things in the world was putting, Austin Theory with Seth Rollins. Another member to follow the Monday Night Messiah. Good. He'll get some, some backness. He'll get some stardom. He'll get something from that. Maybe he'll get tag team championship opportunity. The only thing I'm wondering about is, and I don't know if they were part of the releases or not, but where's AOP? Were they? Somebody tell me in the comments below. Were they part of the people, the stars that WWE released? Because if they weren't, why aren't they behind Seth Rollins? Shouldn't they be behind Seth Rollins? Where are they? Seriously. Now, let's move on to Edge and his promo. I actually enjoyed it. Edge's work on the mic, fantastic, okay? And how he's relating to The Undertaker. And his last match. Great. Absolutely great. Can't complain about it, wrestling fans. You can't. Okay? And if you are, I really do not know why. Okay? I don't know why that you are complaining about Edge comparing himself to The Undertaker and wanting to have that last really good matchup. Okay? That last really great matchup. Alright? I don't. Okay? If you are complaining about it. But, if you are, everybody has their opinions. And you let me know why in the comments below. Okay? Because I honestly think that Edge kind of deserves to have that last really great matchup. In WWE or wherever he's wrestling. I'm sure it'll be in WWE. I'm not so sure that he'll have it with Randy Orton, but he does deserve to have that last great matchup. Alright? Now, let's move on. WWE, promoted that Rey Mysterio is going to have his retirement celebration, his retirement speech next week. Well, let's just face it, that's not going to happen. He's not going to retire next week. This is all setting up for Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio at Backlash. Seth Rollins says that he was sacrificed. Right? He was sacrificed. And Humberto Carrillo was sacrificed, a.k.a. Barry Horowitz 2.0. The modern day Barry Horowitz of the WWE. And I hate saying that because Humberto Carrillo is a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler, okay? He's entertaining inside the squared circle, and he should be treated so much better, okay? He should be treated so much better. WWE should book him better, okay? You know what? Help him with his mic skills and get him, book him better than what he's being booked, okay? Help him with his mic skills. Not that difficult. You know, when they booked Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo versus, Austin Theory and, Buddy Murphy tonight, I knew that, Humberto Carrillo was going to take the pinfall tonight. But, that's because Austin Theory, last week just joined Seth Rollins. But at the same time, Humberto Carrillo has been losing every week. Losing every single week. Gotta do something different. Gotta change this. You've got to change it. This is becoming ridiculous. Okay? He's got to pick up some wins under his belt. Got to. Outside of that, not a whole lot happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. They had a series of promos in the first hour. WWE doing that, I am sure, to keep ratings up in the first hour. And because that is when the majority of the audience tunes in to Monday Night Raw. First hour. So they want the majority of the people to see their main stuff. Okay? But who cares? Okay? I mean, seriously. The big parts of what I just discussed is what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Alright? Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre have a brawl at the end of Raw. Bobby Lashley and MVP get disqualified, kind of to protect the Street Profits. Didn't have a whole lot of wrestling tonight. Not a whole lot. With the exception of the triple threat matchup to determine who's going to face Asuka. Nia Jax won. We all knew that was going to happen. But y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Don't forget to become a subscriber today. And of course, hit that bell button so you get all notifications. Leave me a comment. And until I see you again, this is Webby. And I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.